Hello, everybody, and welcome,
Oh,
welcome to the Reality Kingdom. I'm your host.
ah,
I'm your
that's so
host,
festive.
Pharaoh. We are joined by our wonderful co-host, Lee. Lee, how you doing?
Honestly, y'all,
Oh
I don't know
God,
how I'm feeling. Because
child.
to me, I don't know if anyone is with me on this. I don't think the cast is giving what it has supposed to give.
Well, I'm not with
I
you.
just feel like 41 and 42 had gave something, and I don't think this is giving what it could have been given if it gave. You see what I'm saying?
I see what the fuck you saying. So as you see, we are here to be covering Survivor 43. We are going to be with you all season, whether you want us to or not. We will be
We're gonna
here.
be here, queer, and we're not going anywhere.
Period. So I just want to let you guys know, if this is your first time joining, go ahead and subscribe. If you already know who the fuck we
Subscribe.
are, if you already know who the fuck we are, go ahead and subscribe. We will be doing weekly episode recaps after the episode. So stay fucking tuned and literally get into it, yeah. Like we literally are gonna be
Get
here
into it. Yep.
for you. Y'all are gonna be here for us, and whatever. If you have any like comments, concerns, questions, comment them in the comment section. If you disagree with what we said, comment. If you feel like this cast
I
is
don't
great
like
and that
being
Lee is
disagreed
wrong,
with, so don't disagree.
when Lee said that this cast was trash, go ahead and comment how it's not, because I agree with you. But yeah, so what we're
And
gonna be
if you
doing
agree
today,
with me that this cast is trash, comment below. I don't know.
girl, and no
Well,
one
I
will.
do see a few. I do see a few people. I'm like, I'm eyeing, but I'm gonna keep it a secret because I
Okay,
plan on
child.
beating Pharaoh in another draft. We
Right,
haven't updated you guys on our Big Brother draft, but his
right.
last person is Brittany, and she is leaving this Thursday. So I will be beating him in another draft. This will be what,
Oh God.
6th, 7th in a row? I mean, I don't
Okay.
know. I'm
Anyways,
just hoping you. I'm
okay.
just hoping this time you pick for the winner because I
This
don't know what
time, baby,
I'll
I'll be.
be because I
Ah!
really don't know what your strategy is because
Mhm.
you're not
And,
winning.
and let me get into it. I'm gonna get into it real quick. So as you see, since Lee wanted to brag a little bit, you already know we will be drafting our draft picks today for Survivor. So Lee's going to choose, I'm going to choose. We're gonna go back and forth until we choose all of the players that are in this season, and we're gonna see which one of us wins the draft
And
by
it's gonna
picking the
be
player who
me.
wins it. And it's probably gonna be Lee. Let's be honest. According to the past, Lee has been winning a lot.
Yeah. Let me go to the notes app. I have it. I can get the statistical
Oh
stats.
my God, here we go.
We are currently 15-10 with me in the lead. It will be 16-10 come this Thursday when Taylor wins.
And that's the thing. When you really hear it, 16-10, it doesn't really sound too far off.
Yeah, but you're gonna lose again. It's gonna be 17.
No, as long if I win this, 16-11, if I win the next one, 16-12, I win the next one.
Mind you, this is a year off, y'all. Like,
anyways, child. Let's just get into the motherfucking cast. So, her.
yeah, I feel like it's not honestly like it's not too
Hold
bad
on.
of a cast. And I also feel like preseason, you never really get the full justification of everyone. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I don't know. I do feel like as an overall, I'm not feeling too many of the people, but there's a few people I'm like I'm excited to see on that island, child.
I'm not gonna lie. Overall, I felt pretty good. This is what I was telling Lee earlier. I do feel like the cast lacks a lot of polarizing people. It's like
Mm-hmm.
they got all of the neutral archetypes, and this was the cast. Like, I guess you could say someone like Geo, since he's like very openly gay as fuck and he loves it. I love that, but and Mariah, she's very openly herself and she loves that. It's like we have big personalities, but polarizing to me kind of means somebody who in their interviews was like, everybody can literally go home and I don't give a fuck. That's kind of what we got last season with Tori,
Yeah,
Chanel,
a lot of
Hyde,
people,
you
a lot of
know?
people in this cast from the stuff I've seen, like they're not trying to lie. They're not trying to. At least
Mm-hmm.
that's some things they mentioned. Like they're all about loyalty. I heard a few favorite player is Rupert. So just like, ooh, Rupert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I do feel like ever since the BIPOC rule has been implemented, we have gotten really, really interesting gameplay in 41 and 42. Some of the stupid ass twists that Jeff has come up with will not be in this season, aka the hourglass. Thank the fucking Lord. Because if we got the hourglass again, I would have been pissed. Like, I'm so happy the hourglass did nothing for last season because that was just the dumbest twist. I think he also said they're taking out the what
they
was
need to take everything out. Shit. Was it the island, the where they had to go off to the height?
I don't think it's Advantage Island. I think.
I don't know then.
Oh, the one where if you decide to play and get out first, you have to solve a math problem. What is it? It's a probability thing.
Double shot of love.
I think they're taking double shot of love.
Whatever it's called. I know what you're talking about.
They're taking that out, but they're definitely still trying to go like this whole advantage route, which I don't know. I guess it's just gonna take some getting used to from this side of from this neck of the woods, because I don't know.
I agree. So I don't know. Hopefully this season brings less advantages. I don't give a fuck about them, but clearly that's kind of the thing they're leaning into. But if they're gonna have advantages, can they not have them say that, oh, my frog is in my mailbox yesterday, wasn't it?
Like, that's stupid. Like, why does everyone know you have an idol going into merge? Like, can we not do that this year, Jeffrey?
And then none of them get you. All of those
because they have to save them.
Neither of those idols have gotten used. Period. No idol that was based off of the got used. Shan got voted out with hers, and so did Nasir. And Xander made Final 3 without using it. Like, get the fuck out of my face. So hopefully,
you know who didn't get voted out with their idol? Used both of them, actually.
The Queen Marianne. Period. So hey, let's just hop right into the cash draft or whatever. Let me pull it. So once we do this draft, I will put Lee's people on the left,
the winning team.
My people on the right. Listen, I'm not even gonna cap. It will likely be the winning team. I'm gonna try. Okay, let me tell y'all my strategy. So, and it's crazy.
Don't reveal your strategy, child.
No, girl, it's not that kind of strategy. It's crazy because someone recently, one of my big brother mutuals, they commented under an old tweet that I was talking to them about picking my draft, and I had said I'm gonna go with my heart this season, and I didn't go with my heart for Big Brother. I literally started going with my head, and they were like. They were like, oh, on the update, who did you end up choosing? I was like, I chose Daniel first. Why did I choose Daniel first? Because I was thinking too damn hard. So this time, I'm literally going with my heart. I quickly made this list based off my heart, and this is just where my heart lays. And the hearts want what it was. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and just do my first pick. I go first because I lose every time. Lee said that the winner should go first. But honestly,
I think I should have...
If I never win and I don't go first, I will literally just stop playing.
Like, I just feel like if you're gonna go first, can you pick the winner? I mean,
okay. And I'm gonna be honest. This is my heart pick, and the way I think is just so logical. So I genuinely don't think this person is the winner, but I'm going with my heart, so I'm gonna just go with it anyways. So, this person. Let me scroll to his file that I have written down. Okay, he has a long file. This person really spoke to me. Because he reminds me, well, not reminds me, but he's like a small piece of home within me. Let me just pick him. First of all, it's a man, and I know Lee's like, he? Because the boys was not given. I'm picking Jesse Lopez.
Ah.
Why are you moaning?
Okay. I thought you were going to make my pick, but you didn't.
I didn't. Damn.
Yeah, he was number 5 for me.
Oh, he was up there. Okay.
Yeah, I thought Jesse had a really interesting story. You know, he mentioned a lot about being, jumped into a gang, child, like, and having that type of experience. And I will say one of the things I do enjoy about this cast is the Latino representation. I feel like we got a lot of that this season. Like, Survivor is doing really well with, I feel like, the equity and inclusion, at least season by season. You know what I mean? I just feel like I am interested to see him play. It's just I'm just not too sure of how he's going to be able to play because I don't know. Like, I think that's why I had him kind of like I had him pretty high because I do feel like he strategically knows the game. Like, he mentions like some of the icons, just like Parvati and Kim and things like that. But it's like, I don't know. I didn't get a sense of how he would play it. And I don't see him playing like a Parvati child. So I'm really unsure of like how he's gonna do in the game. But I feel like I'm unsure about a lot of these people.
I agree. A lot of people didn't really tell their strategy. One big thing from Survivor 42 was people was telling, High said, I'm for the backstab the girls. Chanel, I'm for the backstab the girls. Tori, I'm for the backstab the girls. Like, that's how I'm going to play. Here, this season, it was either I'm going to be loyal or they didn't really explain exactly what they're going to do. But what I really like from Jesse is, first of all, his story. And when I said that he kind of reminds me a little piece of home, it's because in these shows, these reality shows, mainly Survivor and Big Brother, I grew up, I was raised by a black man and a black woman. Both of my parents, I'm gonna just say it, my parents are G's, like they were raised in environments that are, prone to people who have a lot of tattoos, people who speak in different ways, people who grew up in a different kind of neighborhood. And hearing Jesse's story, you can tell that the neighborhood he grew up in is very similar to the neighborhood that my parents grew up in. So when I listen to Jesse's story, when I listen to him talk and him talk about the situation he was in, it just reminds me of my father, literally. And it's crazy because this is a Latino man and he's not a black man. But when I'm thinking of the black men who have been on these shows, um, they don't remind me of my dad. And it's interesting because other than the fact that they're black men, so they have similar experiences, they're not similar to my dad. They're not tatted up. They weren't growing up in the hood, all of this other stuff. And it's weird because just genuinely, he just reminded me of my father, like a man who grew up in this certain environment, but now he has a family. And now all his life is about his family and making his family happy. And that's how my father was. And it sucks because even thinking in Big Brother, I love Big Brother. That's my favorite show. But the last man who I felt had that type of experience was Marvin. Swaggy C a little bit, like he had a little bit of that, but really was Marvin. Like, and Marvin played in Big Brother 5. Since then, we haven't really had like a full, we haven't had time because it's the second season since the BIPOC rule, but we haven't had time to fully get all of the corners of the black community. But anyways, I just do like his story and I feel like I relate to it in a sense of, he reminds me of my dad. But I also like the strategy that he was talking about. It was interesting to hear this man say Parvati was one of his favorite players. You just really get a lot of misogynoir with the men. I'm just going to be honest. A lot of men do not usually say a woman is their favorite player. And he did. Well, he said that she was one of. And I really like that. He said he likes the way Tony and fuck is that man's name? Jeremy. He said he likes the way that Tony and Jeremy played the game. And I like that because it kind of indicates that he's doing this for his family, but he's willing to play hard because that's what Tony and Jeremy were doing. They were both playing for their family, but they didn't give a fuck about being loyal and doing this. And a lot of Jesse's insinuations was that he doesn't necessarily care about being loyal. He just cares about playing hard for his family because he stated all of the people he likes is Parvati playing her idol and backstabbing and doing this. And he loves Tony, who's a backstabber. So I think he can be cutthroat. Well, the one downfall, though, and let's pull it up real quick, the tribe. One of the downfalls I do feel is that on his tribe, he is on the Vessi tribe. The Vessi tribe at the top right corner. This whole tribe, I just really cannot depict who's going to go or what's going to happen. And that's the one kind of like, I feel, but I don't feel like he'll just necessarily be the least athletic, but I also don't feel like he'll be the most athletic necessarily. I don't feel like he'll be the least social, but I don't feel like he'll be the most social. So it's kind of like I don't know how I feel about him in the tribe. So that's my only downfall right now. But other than that, hey, I picked him. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a pretty good pick. So my first pick would be Owen.
Interesting. He was my number 5. Look at us.
Oh my god, we're cosmically linked. I feel like Owen. I like what he was saying in his interviews. I feel like he's one of the few people who are a big fan of the game, and I felt like he's definitely someone. He mentioned a lot about the strategy and how he wants to play it. I think he's someone that's going to be able to implement it. He mentioned like one of his favorite winners being Adam Klein, which I thought was really interesting because, like, I feel like most males, they will name like a dominant male player. And the fact that he mentioned someone like Adam, it's like really interesting. And then he said like he minimized his threat level, and that's kind of the reasons why he liked him so much. And it's like I feel like the fact that he's looking at the game at that type of perspective, and he's like a huge super fan, so he's gonna go in thinking. I feel like he's gonna go in thinking about every conversation he's having. I feel like I don't know. I think that he has a really really good path to go far in this game and potentially win.
I really like this pick, and
I'd say he's definitely my winner pick.
I like that. The reason he was number 5 and not up there is because I don't think he can win based off of what I heard. Because Owen reminds me of the type of player who is going to be a very good player, but might not necessarily. I just feel like he might not take that subtle path. I know he seems very subtle, but the way he was speaking didn't seem like he was necessarily the most social person. He didn't necessarily harp a lot on his social ability, other than the fact that he is a what's it called, a college recruitee. But other than that, he didn't specify the fact that he is social, and I feel like a lot of the kind of issue that comes with players, I feel like similar to how Owen says he wants to play, is that they kind of don't have that social part of it all the way in his grasp. And I think that was the one thing that I kind of noticed. I was like, I think he's going to be a good player, but he could get to a point where people are just like, well, he's a good player and I don't have any like social bond. Like, I don't need Owen. He's a good player. He got to go. Like, I don't know if he's going to have someone say, I need you, or I really want you, and I don't want to vote you out. I don't see that Owen can necessarily have that. But other than that, everything else was literally great, phenomenal. I love how he's such a fan. I love how he thinks so much. But I do think that thinking and him being such a fan could divert him from the social part of the Survivor, which means I just kind of see him getting really far and people clocking the fact that he's a good player and then getting him out. But I also could see him win. So hey, there's that. What's his tribe? Let me see his tribe real quick. Where is he?
He's on Baka.
Ooh, I don't. Honestly, according to the Baka tribe, it's giving he's going to be the best player on the Baka tribe. If he's able to literally gain him some allies, he could literally be a dominant force, because that tribe is full of duds.
The Baka Mariah found out too. I mean, the Baka, the Owen Mariah.
That would eat. Too. I think he could do really well on his tribe. So honestly, I think that was a good pick. Now that I'm looking at his tribe. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Oh Lord, we've talked about this, Pharaoh.
We have. I'm so sorry. I'm literally so sorry. Okay, my next pick is another heart pick. Like I said, I'm going with my heart. I picked Carla.
You bitch!
You should have picked her first.
I genuinely thought
I was scared. Okay, y'all, I was so scared because I was like, I wasn't so scared because I was going with my heart, but I was like, dang, I don't want to pick Jesse and then he picked Carla first. But he didn't. Here you go. Oh my God.
You're gonna lose.
Anyways, I picked Carla. Honestly, other than the fact that Carla just kind of literally is, this is the thing. I love the POC rule because when it comes to this season, there's a lot of Latin representation, like Lee said. And it's crazy because me growing up, I had a lot of Latino friends. And so these people literally remind me of people I know. So it's interesting because before this season and before the POC rule, we didn't have Black representation like that. So it was hard to find someone who I could relate to. And then now I get to see people who literally remind me of some of my friends from back home, or remind me to someone who I could walk across the street and talk to because I've talked to them like in high school and middle school. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy. But I just love Carla. Carla just is so relatable to me in general. Mm-hmm. I love that she is playing for a purpose. She specifies she is a Latina lesbian woman. She wants to represent multiple communities.
Your mama could be LGBTQ.
Your cousin could be LG. She wants to represent the plus size community. She really wants to represent a lot of things, but also the way she was speaking about the game. It's just there's a manner in which some people speak about the game, and I feel like all three of the people we've chosen so far all did that. They speak about the game in such a like intelligent manner. Mm-hmm. She like immediately, and it's interesting because like you don't like this is kind of why she literally applied. You don't expect someone like her to watch Survivor. And she said it in her interview. She said, I thought Survivor was a white show. So I was not watching Survivor. And it's like, that's literally it. But once she fell in love with it, she literally fell in love with it because of the fact that it's a social game, because it's such of a mind bender. She wants to be social. She wants to strategize. She wants to do all of this. She said she feels like she's a mix between Tony and Cirie. I love that because anyone who can, first of all the girls said Cirie's name. Shout out to Mama Cirie.
Mother Cirie.
Mother Cerie. She said she wants to be pro women. She might want to. She really is inspired by the Black Widow Brigade. All of the things that she likes, I really like. But I also just think she'll be a really smart player. She just said a bunch of like intelligent things in her interviews. Honestly, her.
Yeah, I really love Carla. Like I feel like she's someone that like I was like I just felt like personally like it's like she's just like you mentioned like she's just so relatable and she has a really interesting personality and she's someone that I feel like would not have been casted if it wasn't for this forced rule, unfortunately. But I'm happy that she's here and I'm happy that she's coming here for the representation. I do feel like she's going to be a very very smart player. Like I think that she gives me like she has street smarts and like she understands people. And I think that's going to be a really big value, especially within this season because it's a I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be too many like you had Shan and then you had Omer, these big strategic powerhouses. I don't necessarily see anyone taking that role. So I could see her play that little Cerie game. Cerie's always in the background. She loves the good behind the scenes type strategy. And I can see Carla maybe giving that. I will say, I'm be honest, she wasn't too high because I do think there's some people who could potentially just get to the end or win over her. In my mind, this is clearly I don't know any of these motherfucking people yet, but it's just like I do feel like, and I know she's on Coco, and no shade, child. I saw a preview, child. Coco was not eating it in that first challenge, and it's like if she, I don't want because she mentioned she is plus size, and I would hate for anyone to be like, oh well, she may need to go because of tribe strength. With these little ass tribes. They will look for any reason to get someone out. So it's just like, I don't know. I would hate for that to be her downfall, something as stupid as that. But I am definitely rooting for her. Like, I really want her to go far.
Looking at the Coco tribe, I'm kind of getting a little excited because honestly, if I'm being honest, I think Carla and Gio could definitely link up. They're both LGBTQ and they're both
Hispanic,
Latina. And Ryan is there. And if they decide to make a little Latina cookout, I would stand down, child. And that's the thing. I do feel like this tribe could kind of, concoct it because if Carla and Gio do link up, they could easily be like, Rai, hello. Like, it's right there. Like, I would be so excited.
That would be nasty.
If they go to the first tribal and the three of them link up and it's like, well, somebody else got to go. I would low-key eat. Like, I would eat. I think it's so possible just because of the LGBTQ and they're Latino. Like, Carla and Gio are probably gonna link up. That could be a good ass duo.
I will also mention. This is just off the preview alone. In that first challenge, child, Gio did not.
And this is what it's giving. It's giving. Go.
I was just gonna say they copied Survivor season 42. Remember with that first challenge, they had to run to this different area and bring something back.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's the idol thing that Drea and them had. But when they were running, I remember I think it was Ryan and Gio running for Coco. And literally, like, all 5 of the other guys like at the boxes, and then you just see Gio coming right behind them so slowly. And then they had it was bad for Coco in that preview. So I don't know. If anything, he could target in front of my sister Pearl, and I'll let that happen, child. I don't know what to tell you.
He's giving. They're gonna go back to tribe, and they're gonna be like Gio's the vote, and Carla's gonna be like, maybe she gonna hit that Omer every time. It's gonna go back.
It's gonna be somebody else.
It will be somebody else. Okay. Boom. Who's next? Who's your next pick?
Okay. My next pick is going to be Cassidy, another Coco member, child.
Okay.
And honestly, I really should have rethought these Cocos at the top like this. Seeing them.
That's what I did. That's literally what I did when I ranked them.
Oh, because I got another Coco, and it's like I don't ever pick that next Coco. I don't know I can do it. But I really, really love Cassidy. I think I love her personality a lot. First of all, 8 the cast photo down. Do y'all see the pose? Mother is sunny, okay? The hair is flowing. I don't know what a fan is. Is that a natural win? I think she a fashion designer, and she was supposed to be on the season when COVID happened. So now she's 41. Finally getting to come back. And I just feel like she's going to be an interesting player. She reminds me a lot of Tori. I know the girls did not like Tori, but Tori was a scrappy ass player. And I feel like if Tori had better social relationships, she could have really gotten far. One of the things she's mentioned in her bio and things like that is that people may underestimate her. And I can definitely see that for her. She's mentioned being physically fit. If she's not seen as someone that's going to bring the tribe down, I can see her getting in that position to where she could potentially go far. Like, she's also a huge super fan. I think I definitely have an affinity towards the super fans because I feel like if you know the game going in and you have a good sense of the strategic side of it, I just think you're naturally gonna do well. I have high hopes for her. I really do. But my fear is that she owned that motherfucking Coco tribe, child. And
No.
pull Coco back up because
Yes,
on Coco, it's Cassidy, who we have picked so far. It's Cassidy and Carla. And then we know Gio, Ryan, Lindsay, and James is also on that tribe. So I mean, and like I said, I feel like also too with the BIPOC rule, it's really hard to see how these people are going to interact with each other because you never know how the relationships will work out. So I just feel like if I'm looking at this tribe at face value, I'm like, ooh, this may not be the best scenario for her, but I don't know.
Looking at it face value, it's giving James would go home. In my opinion, this is just face value because it's giving because usually when it comes to keep the tribe strong, that sentiment is based off a little bit misogynoir, a little bit. Not gonna lie,
that's true.
But in this tribe, I don't see that the girls wouldn't stick together. Carla has actively talked about wanting to stick with girls. Cassidy talked about how she likes the girls, and Lindsay's favorite player is what, Kim Spradlin.
Literally, yeah.
So this is gonna be a little bit homophobic. Not homophobic, but a little bit insensitive. But I do feel like Gio would be a little bit more inclined, especially if he's not doing good at the competitions, to stick with the girls. I hate assuming that about a gay man. I feel like a lot of people do that. So we shouldn't abide to that sentiment. However, if he's doing bad at the challenges and the goal is to keep the tribe strong, baby, who you gonna vote with? So it's giving one of these men can go. I don't know. Like quite literally can go. So I'm hoping for the best if they do flop. Dang, I don't want this tribe to flop because I kind of like.
I like a few people on this tribe. Like
And speaking of a few people on this tribe, guess what I'm finna pick?
Another Coco?
Lindsay. She was my next pick.
Oh my god, Lindsay was my next pick.
She was literally my next pick. I hate to say
it. The best people though, like for real.
I swear, if they lose,
they definitely losing their first challenge. I hope that's not immunity.
Oh, I'm just gonna need Ryan to go or something. James to go.
Not James. Ryan
it is. I love Lindsay. She was the biggest. She was one of the biggest super fans. Between her and Owen, it was giving. They were jumping out of their seat interviewing. Like Lindsay was like, "I'm unapologetic." What? What's the word?
Unapologetic, child.
I'm that of a super fan. Like, I don't even care. Like, I'm a super duper ooper fan. Like, I'm the hashtag that fan. She says she stands to read. That was enough for me.
So much praise. Her and Parvati, shout out to the mothers of fucking Survivor, bitch.
But no, listen, I was listening to, first of all, shout out to RSAP. Look, shout out to RSAP because they be putting in that work. I was listening to the RSAP podcast about this. And during her interview, they would ask her very simple questions, and her answers would be like, well, my strategy is going to be that I need to make sure that at the beginning that I'm making all of these relationships and then I'm doing this. However, what I don't want to do, and it's like she was very, very specific about exactly what she wanted to do, but it was also giving malleable. Like every question was like with a but. She was like, this is what I would like to do. However, we don't know what's going to happen in this, and this. And it just showed how much she watched the show. Like she's like an analyzer of the show. I feel like some of these people they've watched, but Lindsay clearly has analyzed. Wasn't she someone who also said she's applied in the past, or that she was almost? Maybe I made that up. But
she's been a fan for a while, so it's not hard to imagine that she has applied before.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about me wants to say that she did. But anyways, she just seemed very, very smart in her interviews. I really like her. And I'm excited. Hey, and also she mentioned how she's like athletic, like she actually is athletic and she's ready to play for these competitions. And I would imagine she would prepare because she loves the show. So I'm very, very excited for Lindsay. I think she'll do good.
Yeah, like the reason why I had Lindsay so high is because she's another one of those like huge super fans of the game. And I think what's so good about Lindsay is that she is kind of one of the older people on the cast. So like she has those life experiences. Obviously, she's mentioned like one of her favorite players being a Kim Spradlin. I do feel like in general, a lot of the women this season, like they have very, very dominant, strong personalities, and a lot of them are super fans and they're coming to play. And I think she is going to do really, really well. I feel like, looking at Coco off the bat, we keep going to them because they got all the main girls. I think she could really do well. Like I feel like if the sentiment is keep the tribe strong, I don't think it'll be an issue. If the girls do link up, how Farrell mentioned, of course she'll be in a great position in that regard. So I do feel like, I don't know, she just had a good chance and she understands the game on a logical level. Like I love the way she spoke about it. I feel like I think she can really do some damage. It'll be interesting, like a little, like maybe like a Chrissy from that season that Ben
Worlds
Man
Apart or
won.
whatever the fuck.
What was that? I keep forgetting what that
Worlds
was. Healer? Well, it was
Hustlers.
Child,
Healers.
Chrissy, and Chrissy.
Girl,
that's season. Her season where Mother should have won. But I feel like I can see Lindsay kind of taking on that role. Like I can really see her being in a dominant position this season. Honestly, we'll see, child.
We'll see, child.
So the next person I'm gonna pick, and honestly, like I was hesitant. I had them very low. This is someone I moved up. I just like based on who I was looking at, the things I was hearing. I'm gonna go with Dwight, Daddy Dwight.
What?
I don't like. So
what did you see to move him up?
I feel like I feel like one of the downfalls I feel like people will definitely mention if you listen to any of his interviews is that he speaks a mile a minute. I mean, he be going okay, like he be reading as if he like I don't know. It's like it's crazy. It's crazy the way he speaks talks, and I feel like if he brings that to the island, that could get him in some trouble. Personally, I just feel like it's not going to be that bad on the island. I don't know why. I just feel like I don't think he'd be like that in normal conversation. You know what I mean? Like he's in an interview. Most people put on that professional, talk that, they want to be very, very like on top of everything, especially because you're presenting yourself. But I feel like what really stuck out to me about Dwight is that he was really smart, like he even mentioned like how didn't he take his ACT like sophomore year and got a perfect score? Got a perfect score. As a black male doing that in the educational field, like that's huge. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people have preconceived ideas on how black men can even go to college. You know what I mean? So it's like I think that he's someone that I feel like even though he's younger, he's definitely been through a lot, and I feel like you can't ignore how just a textbook smart he is. I feel like that's going to be something that can come in handy in a social strategy game like this. So I don't know. I feel like there's some hope for Dwight, honestly.
Yeah, no, honestly, I like the pick. I had him. He was not that low for me at all. My biggest worry with Dwight was his age. He's clearly a little bit more mature than people around his age. However, it's still like, and that's what's interesting with age is that no matter how mature you are, there's still like a slight lack of experience, And I do feel like that lack of experience could be something that might get him in trouble in the game. It's hard for me to see him as a winner. That's my thing. I just feel like there's gonna be a point where he just is gonna get in a little trouble. Oh my god. He was one of the ones who mentioned that he did want to look for advantages and stuff, and that he did kind of want to be forward about that. And I just remember hearing in his interview, like kind of just a slight lack of experience. He just seemed a little bit too eager. Not that too eager is bad, but he seemed very eager in a manner that didn't seem like he would be able to be as meticulous. However, we did just get Marianne as a winner. So things are changing. Things are definitely switching up.
And I feel like just looking at his tribe as well, I think he's going to be someone, because he's in the Vessi tribe, I feel like he's going to be someone that, because I feel like one current consistent thing throughout this cast, I feel like it's not too many people who I feel like are necessarily at least face value physically dominant. You know what I mean? And I feel like he is one of the more fit people on this cast, and I feel like that's just going to be an asset, especially on a smaller tribe. So I think he could potentially get the jury pretty easily. And I feel like I don't know. I think I could see him getting in a placement where he can kind of get to the end, because I just think I don't know. Like personally, I just like there's a lot of duds on this cast, and he's someone that at least is a thinker. I feel like I get to that he is someone that's going to be thinking about the game and wanting to implement strategy to some extent.
Mm-hmm. I agree, and I really do like the pick. And honestly, with the Vessi tribe, I think the Vessi tribe is going to be the tribe that might win a lot. I think it's going to be either Baka or Vessi, but I kind of put my money a little bit more on Vessi,
Mm-hmm.
because all of them, except I want to say NECA, spoke about how they're athletic, how they are actively athletes. One of them is a literal Olympian. Justine said she played sports when she was younger. You know, so this has a lot of athletes. Homeboy is a surfer. What's his name? Cody. It doesn't matter. They're all athletic. So I do think this tribe is giving they might win a lot. And if they just keep winning because these small tribes, it's like, hey, they're
That's
all
why,
there.
honestly, I wish Jeff would bring back the tribe swap. I think the tribe swap before merge is so necessary to I feel like surviving the game. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like watching them interact with each other before going into a merge situation, it really does make the game just that more interesting. Because what we're seeing is that I will say they break down pretty quickly, but we do see that initial, oh, that we're gonna be this tribe and we're gonna link with this person, da, 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like with the type of dynamic gameplay we're getting, like a tribe swap would really, I just think, would cause way more chaos, especially with all these advantages, these idols. Like a tribe
Mm-hmm.
swap with in these newer seasons, I think could really shake things up.
I kind of agree. I feel like I feel like I do feel like Dwight could I do feel like he could win. I don't know. I don't know.
You're
Okay.
a hater, and that's okay.
I am. But let's stick with the Vessi tribe because as I said, it's giving they might win a lot of these competitions. My next pick is going to be I can find them. Noelle.
Ah.
Hmm. I really liked Noelle. I liked the main part I liked is that she said she was a fan. She spoke about, first of all, Noelle is a literal Olympian. She used to be a lacrosse player. She got into an accident where she lost one of her legs, and now she is a Olympian in the paraplegic Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So now she's a full blown Olympian. So this girl is literally athletic, as hell. She's probably going to be an asset, a huge asset to the tribe. I feel. She talked a lot about providing for the tribe and being a provider. That's something that gets you far in the game. She was one of the people I believe who mentioned that. First of all, she said her inspirations is like Kelly Wentworth, Boston Rob. It did kind of give in that Kelly Wentworth way, like I'm just gonna provide and I'm gonna be a strong player and I'm gonna win challenges. It
Mm-hmm.
didn't give that she wasn't gonna not be loyal. She gave loyal. And that was one of the downfalls I didn't like because I'm not a fan of a loyal player. I feel like if you're gonna be loyal, then I don't know, be on a football team. But hey, we move. She mentioned that she wanted a meat shield. She wanted to find someone who can like be seen as just this huge big threat that she can kind of hide behind. And I'm not necessarily sure that that exists in this tribe like that. But the fact that she's thinking about strategy shows that even though she intends to be loyal, she's still thinking about strategy because she's kind of implying that she'll be loyal to someone who will get voted out before her, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like that's still a good way of thinking regardless. I do feel like she might have a at least a subtle hint of activeness in her like when it comes to being a player because of the way she spoke about the strategy she wants to use. So I'm excited. I think in this tribe a lot of people feel like her and what is this woman name, Justine, her and Justine might link up. Both of them talked about women. Both of them really liked players like Kelly Wentworth, Parvati.
Mm-hmm.
They're both younger. Well, younger than the older players. Because Cody's here and he's like 30 something. NECA's here, she's like 30 something. So it's easier looking at this tribe for them two to link up. And if them two link up and try to get two other people on their team, like maybe Cody and maybe Dwight, then it's like that's a four-person alliance and the other two is out, boo. You know?
Yeah.
So I do think she has a lot of potential to make it far. I also think this tribe could win a lot. I feel like if they do lose someone like NECA, who might not be the most athletic person there, how she admits in her bio, might be one of the first people out. And it's like, well, hey, if we win the other three challenges before merge, then hey, we're all there. So I don't know. I think she'll do good.
Yeah, I feel like I got the impression that she at least understood what she was getting into. I feel like I'm never necessarily too like that high on athletes who go into the game because usually they're really good at the physical side of it, but they don't necessarily too much participate in the strategic side of it. So I don't really know where she's gonna go on that feat. Like I had her at 10 on my list, so I feel like that's kind of like middle of the road. Because honestly, I just feel like she will do well. It's just I don't know how much she's going to strategically push herself through the game. So,
Sure.
so my next pick is Janine.
Interesting.
I really like Janine from the Baka tribe. I don't know. She just seemed like she seemed really eager to be there, really happy to play the game. I feel like she I feel like she had a lot of upside of what I like in Cassidy. Like I feel like she's someone that can be underestimated, but not necessarily seen as someone too weak that she has to be voted out. And I feel like if she's in that position to where she can, make these bonds and make these social connections and maybe make some intricate moves, she can really go far. She's someone who's also a big fan of the game. She spoke about, wanting and being eager to get into the advantages and things like that. I just feel like her among a lot of women on this cast seem really interested in the strategic side of it. And I feel like after winners like Erica and Marianne who won, I feel like a lot because of their social connections. I feel like, a player like Janine and Cassidy could do really well, in this newer era. You see, because a lot of people who are getting taken out are the heavy. A lot of heavy hitters get taken out early because it's like you're in everyone's face, and no one's afraid to take out the heavy hitter, especially in Survivor, new era. Like if you are seen as someone who is the front of what's going on, you're gonna get taken out. And like with everything being so fast paced and being so out in the open now, it's really easy to pinpoint those people. So players like Marianne or Erica, maybe a Janine or a Cassidy this season, you never know. Like they can kind of play in the background and really get the win that way. And I respect that type of gameplay. And I feel like Janine is someone I think I could see pulling that off.
This is very interesting. I was not impressed by Janine.
Oh,
No
you're
shade
a
to
hater.
her. No shade to her. I had her at 16. One of my biggest issues listening to her interview was it was just her age. It came down to her age. Janine is 24.
Stop being ageist.
I'm not being ageist. Age plays an important part in Survivor. You have to be very aware. And I felt like she lacked a little of awareness. And this is the thing. This is what I want to say. Because casting kind of thinks if you're younger, as long as you went to Harvard or you went to what school did Dwight go to? I forgot. As long as you went to these really big schools or you're a genius, then if you're younger, we can cast you because that means you have experience. That's just not true. Like Janine, she went to literal Harvard. She graduated or whatever. However, during her interview, you could tell she just still had a slight naivety, I feel, to her. I'm not even trying to shade this girl, but it just sounded like she was just lacking experience.
Mad.
I'm not mad. I just felt like she was lacking experience. So when I heard her interview, she was one of the ones that I was least impressed by because it just seemed like she was saying things that she was not going to be able to pull off. It seems like if she tried it, she was going to get literally caught, and it's going to be like, Janine, girl, you just got caught up. Like, you're out. It did not give that she could really win this game. It didn't give she was cut out. Maybe if she comes back in 5 years, then I'll see it.
Can she play first?
But no,
I very strong opinions.
I love that. I love that she was casted because I do feel like it should show casting. Depending on how it plays out. Because this girl, she could be great, and I think she's very. You know what?
I really hope she get on there and prove your ass wrong because you
do too. No, I literally do too. I literally like her. I love her energy, but it honestly, I'm gonna say it annoys me that they see a young person and if they went to Harvard or they went to, like I said, these big ass name schools, Texas A&M and UT, then we can cast them because it's like, first of all, I want to get cast, so it's a hit.
So you're jealous. So you're jealous.
I'm jealous. But on top of that, it's just not true. It kind of shows ageism in the casting. It kind of shows if you're young, the only way you can get casted is if you're a super genius. And other than that, young people don't exist.
But I feel like you don't need to take this out on Janine. Like Janine,
I'm not taking it out on Janine. I just felt like she just gave naive.
Okay, and you give naive because you're 24.
I do, but I'm 24.
And you didn't go to Harvard. That's why you're not getting casted, mama.
And she went to Harvard, and she's probably
And she's on Survivor 43.
Because she went to Harvard, because she had
and
the
she's
money.
gonna win the game. And you're mad.
I hope she wins.
She will.
What tribe is she on?
Baka.
She's on the Baka tribe. The Baka tribe is
Caucasian tribe.
I was gonna say Coco, but she was on Baka. She's on the Baka tribe. The Baka tribe is interesting. I don't think they're gonna lose all of them, but I don't think they're gonna win all of them. There's no strategist really on the Baka tribe other than her,
Janine,
Owen, and Ellie. In my opinion, the other three are duds. So if they link up, then hey, she should good. Or even if her and one of the other people,
we would love a good Owen Janine link up.
We would love
Owen Janine Mariah.
Wait. But we move. So
that honestly would be really good. That would be that. That's saying like Janine, like if she were to link up with who I feel like is a strategic player like Owen, or even like a Sammy really in this case, like that would be really good for her because I think she's someone who's going to need to get her footing, and that would really help her get her footing if she has a player who is more active or just more active than her, honestly.
Okay, and now that we're on the Baka tribe, we'll just stay on the Baka tribe.
Are you going another Baka?
I'm going another Baka.
Baka. Ooh, I don't got no Baka. Oh, I do have one.
My next pick is Ellie.
No. Oh, okay. You know what? Ellie, she was not my next pick, but she was my second to next pick. So
I really like Ellie. She had first of all, she's like the perfect age. I believe was she 30 years old. Let me pull up her file. She's 31.
You're gonna be an age again, child.
Listen, in Survivor,
you just gotta bring up an age, child.
She's had life experience.
So literally, Marianne last season is the youngest winner in Survivor history. She was 23.
You're comparing other people to Marianne's.
You're right. That's Mother.
Like that's literally Mother.
I just comparing random to Mother.
That's like comparing Beyonce to Shalissa. Like I don't know. Anyways, Ellie, she is a super fan. She's seen every season multiple times. She had got out of Survivor. Somebody said she reminded her of Michelle Fitzgerald. Do I see it? Not at all. Did I hear it?
I think she looks I can see she kind of looks like her. Yeah.
I would love to have had pulled up. I would love to have pulled up a Michelle Fitzgerald picture. I don't think she looks like her at all. But hey, we move. So I love Ellie's story. I love players like Ellie. She said that she spent her whole life serving other people. The way she was raised in her family, the way she where she works, all she does is she serves other people. And she said Survivor is her chance to play for herself, to be herself, and to serve herself. And I love that for her. She works with veterans who have PTSD. That is an extreme job. I feel like that job really can prepare you from some shit. For all of the people who they were asked, what prepared you for Survivor? I think her answer was the one that really stuck with me the most. The fact that she does work with these type of people. She says you have to make them trust you. And she's going to use some of that education she got with that to help her in the game. And I really, really like that. It's clear that she has a self-awareness to her. And I love that. Like she knows her place. I love players, especially like her, who know. Like, let me just give you an example. No shade, but Brittany from Big Brother 2024. If you're watching this season, I feel like Brittany knows her place, but doesn't play her role. She tries to play the big bad boss. And Ellie gives, I know my place and I'm gonna play my place. What she says she wants to do is she wants to make sure she's valued in an alliance. She is scared to get in an alliance with someone and they don't really value her and they're not going to vouch for her. And I think that's important for her archetype to look out for. And it really just shows that she does have this self-awareness. So I don't know. I just really like her. She is on the Baka tribe. I don't think the Baka tribe is just going to flop like that, but it's giving they're going to at least go to one tribal council. So she's going to have to be able to do some type of maneuvering, but hey, we'll see.
And that's kind of like my fear with her. I don't know how well she'll be good at the maneuvering part. I think she has a lot of knowledge of the game. It's just my fear is like, will she be able to execute it? But honestly, I like her personality a lot. I do think, like you mentioned, like she has worked with some pretty, serious type of situations where you have to be very patient and things like that. Like I feel like one thing about her game, and she even mentioned this, like it's like she's gonna be cutthroat. Like I don't see her necessarily caring about anyone too much. Like if she has to stay safe, she's gonna do what she has to do to stay safe. And I love the type of game player, and I don't know. I think she's gonna be really interesting. I feel like I really don't know how far she's gonna go. Like that's just my biggest fear. Like I don't feel like I don't see in my mind like winner path. However, we don't know how she's actually gonna be until we watch. So
Girl, you know what's crazy? I just thought about this. Like these people, one of these people could literally watch this video. They literally are outside of the thing. That's so crazy. But anyways, who's your next pick?
My next pick. This is simply honestly. Because at this point, I mean, like I said, y'all, a bunch
it's becoming dud. It's becoming the real dud.
But this person's not gonna pick is not a dud. I'm picking Mariah. I like Mariah a lot. I love her personality. Right. She's so bubbly. She's just I love someone who is just like unapologetically themselves. You know, she mentioned like someone that she feels like she relates to the most is Marianne, which I can definitely see personality wise. You know, I feel like it's sad that she has to name Marianne someone who was literally on the season that she didn't even get to finish before coming out here because they're literally forced to have more representation. And I feel like someone like a Mariah or someone even like a Marianne may not have been casted, like I said, if they were not forced to implement that rule. So I think it's great that people are starting to see themselves and other POC players that are playing recently, because I feel like a lot of people, you know, they're going to mention their own archetype as someone that they can look up to. And it's like the fact that Marianne is like, I feel like very obviously one of the first few people that she probably felt like she could actually relate to on a personable level. And Marianne won. So I feel like the fact that that's one of her faves is pretty good. I don't really know how she's going to do with the social connections. I can see people being pretty annoyed with her. You know, one of the good things that Miss Marianne did, she was able to lessen her threat level. She had a lot of good connections under the radar that kept her safe. I don't know if that's a strategy that Mariah's going to be able to pick up. It didn't seem like she knew necessarily too much about the game. It gave casual fans and me no shade, but I don't know. I don't think she's someone that's just going to like, you know, go home early. Like I don't see her as like a pre-merge boot, but you never know.
Me neither. But my worry was, like you said, like just she knows that she can come across as a lot. She said that in her interview, and I think that's kind of my worry because people who have that personality, it's very hard for people to just shut the hell up and respect that that's their personality. So many people just kind of hate that personality just naturally. We even saw it with Marianne. Marianne, at the end, even with like all of her what the fuck is it called? Accomplishments in the game, we still had what's that big name? That big man, Jonathan. We still had Jonathan saying, that wasn't your move to get out Omer. I got an Omer. We still had Drea side-eyeing her the entire time that she was doing her finale speech. And it's just because it was simply because of her personality. And I do feel like it's really hard for someone to pull off what Marianne pulled off. Like it was very specific what Marianne did. She had to kind of have that idol. She kind of had to get somebody else's idol played on her. So much stuff had to go right for Marianne for her to get that win. Because if just one of those things didn't happen, I feel like they would have just acted like she deserved no respect, you know? And it's hard to pull that off. And I do feel like Mariah has some of those similarities, and she doesn't seem like as big of a fan as Marianne was. And I feel like because she has a similar kind of personality with the less being a fan, it's gonna be hard for her to win this game. So that's why I just wouldn't pick her. This is going to be my first deviation in my like actual ratings that I put down, but I think it's worth it. I'm looking at these other people, and it's giving dud after dud after dud.
Oh my god!
And I just went through some of their bios, and this person is kind of the last person who didn't mention like wanting to be loyal. Well, no, he's not, but he's one of the last people who didn't mention want to be loyal, and I kind of am coming around on him a little bit more now that the season is coming closer. I'm a pick James. I'm not gonna lie. When I listened to his thing, I didn't like him. I was like, it's giving he's gonna try to be the it girl, and he's gonna fail to be the it girl. But now that I'm re-looking at the notes I have, he mentioned that he got into Survivor through Earl Cole. Earl is a very smart player. He said he likes to read. He is a chess player, so he mentioned that one of the things he likes about Survivor is the way that it can resemble chess in a lot of ways. he mentioned that he wants to do it. He wants to get a lot of advantages and he wants to make a lot of moves. And that's the part that scared me because the way he mentioned it seemed like he was so eager to do it, as in one of those players who are in the game and they're so eager to do it and they get caught up and go home. However, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like he could just be saying that because he was in an interview and he does seem like the type of person to be patient. If you're a chess player, I play chess. If you're a chess player, you have to be patient and you have to be thoughtful about your moves. And it just makes me feel like he will be. So I feel like he kind of could still be a good pick. I'm liking my team so far. Period. I don't even know what tribe he's on though.
He is
Coco.
yeah.
See, but it's giving he's gonna get voted out.
See, and that's the issue.
That's the issue. But hey,
I think James Jones, the issue like I had was the fact that I don't know. I feel like he gives that he's gonna maybe try to be that leader type personality, that leader type archetype, and that leader type archetype almost always gets cut. And like saying things like, "Oh, I want to make people think they have advantages and think they have an extra vote and have no vote," and it's just like,
maybe he's just saying it.
I mean, the thing is, even if he's just saying it, that's all we have to go based off of. You know what I mean? It's like I don't have anything else but what he said so far. I mean, if he switches it up, congratulations. But it's just like I don't know. Those things scare me, especially because these advantages. I do think these advantages can hinder your game more than help in some situations. Like, definitely. Because I mean, I don't know, Jeff would just be doing anything. So it's like I don't know. I wouldn't just be too eager to try and confuse people and make people. I don't know. So I if he goes in actually trying to do those things, it's just not going to work out. So that's why he was pretty low on my list as well. I mean, but hey, I mean, you never know. You really never know.
Yeah, he was low for me, friend. I just switched him around a little bit. But who you got next?
My next person is someone who is actually the youngest on the cast because I am not ageist.
Girl, who is this?
Sammy.
Girl, what? Y'all, the way he was 18, this man is never winning the game. Did you hear him? He sounds like he's literally still in middle school.
Look,
this
Pharaoh,
man is literally never winning.
Look,
See, this is my thing.
I think the winner has been picked, babe. So at this point, like I said, I'm definitely going down my list at this point.
He should have been at the bottom of the list, Bookie.
First of all, I don't think he's that bad. I think he is a fan of the game.
No one is ever voting him to win.
Girl, oh my god!
Did you hear him?
Like, yeah, you are just what he do?
The way he's. Let me play it real quick since you want to act dumb. This man, y'all, the way this man, I can pull it up. The way this man was speaking, and I'm not even trying to be rude. He just sounds like you said. He's the youngest player on the cast. It does not sound like anybody will ever respect his game ever in the final three. I don't see him sitting
next to ageism, child.
I don't know. I feel like I'm 24. Like I have black friends. Like I'm not racist.
I don't know. I just like I got a cutthroat energy from the thing is like I said. I got an energy to where he has to do to make friends in the game. Like I don't know. I feel like I said, the winner has been chosen, so we're just picking at this point. Like that's how I feel. And he's next on my list, so I really don't have much to say after that, to be honest.
Why are you here on Survivor?
I'm here on Survivor because I believe I have what it takes to push myself way past my limits.
Sounds great.
Show myself, and I want to show everybody else back home that there's a lot more to me than we all.
A lot more to him.
There's a lot more to ourselves than we think, and we just gotta go out and kind of tap into that potential.
It sounds great to me. See, I feel like you have been trying to hate and tear. You see how you've been trying to hate and tear.
Leave it for real. BFFR.
First of all, I keep saying the winner has been picked. Like that's how I feel. Okay. I'm just picking at this point. I don't want any of these next few people. Let's just make that 100% clear. He was next on my list. I picked the boy, but I feel like, I mean, you act like I picked him first. Like this the 12th pick. Calm down.
Okay.
Shit.
Let's see if I want to switch these two people around or if I just want to go with them. You know what? I'm going with the one. My next pick is Justine.
Let me tear her down. Justine? Really?
No.
Why Justine? She's not the correct age. No one's gonna vote her. Who's gonna want to vote her?
Anyway.
I feel like honestly, Justine, her answers, it reminds me a lot of Alyssa and for the B24. Like the answers gave very much.
I agree.
I'm gonna say what needs to be said. This is the correct answer. Next question. I don't know. I really don't know how much is gonna be able to be implemented actually on the island.
Yeah, y'all. This girl said her favorites are Joe and Joe. Like the fact that Joe's in it alone.
So you dragged me for picking Sammy, and he said his favorite is Kelly Wentworth, and this girl says Joe.
She said Kelly Wentworth and Joe.
Because Kelly Wentworth is mother. I feel like the fact that Sammy said Kelly Wentworth is way more interesting than Justine said Kelly Wentworth.
Okay, anyways. She said she's kind of a fan. She watched as a child. She started watching again with her brother or whatever. She says she's very athletic. She says she's rooting for the girl. She's in cybersecurity sales. I think she has ABC capabilities. She says she thinks she'll be social. She sounded social. So I think that's good.
She seems like someone who would.
And a part of the reason I put her above the other people is just because of her tribe. I do feel like her tribe could win a lot of comps.
What's her tribe?
In her Vessie tribe. I do feel like in her tribe, Cody is someone who might gravitate towards her because white men like any attractive woman. And I feel like, hey, the truth will set you free and it'll piss you off. Hey, bad niggas want to be my bae. I do feel like her, like I said her earlier, her and Noelle might link up. And I think that's helpful for her. If she is athletic like she says she is, then she probably won't be the first one who's going to be voted out. I don't think she's going to make too many mistakes. And I also think a lot of people in this tribe can get to the merge. So if that's the case, then, hey, she has at least something. I don't know. Y'all, the winner has been chosen. Next.
I feel like my next pick is going to be Mr. Ryan Medrano. I'll go into Ryan. He's on the Coco tribe, unfortunately. I like a lot of Ryan's personality. I feel like a lot of people is going to just naturally like Ryan on the island. He seems physically fit. That's obviously going to be really good. My big issue with him is that he kept mentioning wanting to be a provider, wanting to have a team, loyalty. He mentioned Rupert. Anytime Rupert get mentioned, child, I just zone out because it's like, baby, Rupert plays 10 times and ain't won not once, babe. That strategy is not going to work. However, I do feel like he's someone that's going to get pretty far. That provider type, usually they stick around because people's going to want that type of loyal type of easygoing person in their alliance. I can definitely see him getting brought into a lot of things, and that could, if he's someone that's not 100% on that type of time, then he could, I think, make some moves down the line. You never really know, but overall, he didn't seem necessarily too strategically inclined, and that's why he's so low on the pick, to be honest.
I don't want you to feel like I'm really just trying to drag.
Yeah, you're gonna drag him. Like, girl, go ahead.
Listen, y'all. Ryan was
the fact that you're still gonna lose. That's what's hilarious to me. You're dragging every pick and you're still gonna lose. It's a mild day,
y'all. Ryan, he's not a fan for real. This man said Xander.
What's wrong with Daddy Xander? Everything's wrong.
Be for real. He said. He did say he wants to lie like Parvati, but he doesn't think he can for real. He thinks
he mentioned more like
Rupert. He did mention it, and I do like that. I'll give you that. He does seem like he wants to be. Well, he said he wants to be the provider. The tribe he's on is giving. If you want to be the provider, you're getting voted off, Buki, because he's on the Coco tribe. But that's just by visuals, and visuals don't really mean a lot. It does seem like if they feel like, oh my God, there's only 6 of us, we have to win these comps, then Ryan probably not going nowhere. So that could be very, very, very helpful. But it depends if that's the way they're thinking. And I don't think that's going to be the way they're thinking, according to the way that they've been speaking in their videos. So it's getting scary. But hey, I do think that he can make merge. And if he can make merge, he could win a lot of comps. He could gain some just natural male respect. The fact that he's a man alone automatically gives him a level of respect from some people, which is so horrible. But it's true. So I don't think he's like the worst person ever. I didn't pick him though. I didn't pick him though. My next pick is going to be Cody Hostmeyer.
Cody Ossenmacher. You don't even know the fuck you picking.
Girl, I don't care about the man name.
Oh my God.
Cody.
It's giving Jonathan 2.0, child.
Girl, it was giving Jonathan 2.0. He just was sounding like he was in the clouds.
Hold on. I really wanna dissect. I don't know if y'all heard this, man. Honestly, pull up a clip, Pharaoh. Pull up the
I
clip
can
while
pull
I'm
it up.
talking.
What he say though?
Y'all, he's from, where is he from? Illinois originally?
He's from
originally
Idaho.
Iowa. He's originally from Iowa.
Girl.
And he moved to
And how he
Honolulu,
sound?
Hawaii. And he sounds like Latino. I don't know what the accent
Y'all,
is.
the accent
I don't know
he's
if
trying to
it's
force,
French.
y'all.
I don't know if it's French. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it sounds like he sounds foreign, but he's from Iowa.
I gotta add because RJP broke, y'all. Hold on, give me a second.
Girl, we don't got ads. You the broke one. Why don't you got YouTube? Where your YouTube Red at, child? I told you to get YouTube Red.
Oh my god.
YouTube Premium.
Damn, and it's non-skippable ads. Y'all, I never put non-skippable ads on the videos.
Rich bitches got YouTube Premium.
I'm just saying. Okay. Y'all listen to this man
Here
voice.
on Survivor.
I am here to play Survivor to win $1 million. I live in Hawaii, and it's sure expensive.
And it's like, I'm wondering, is there someone in Hawaii who talks like this? Is this a Hawaiian accent that he didn't pick up? Because I know Iowans don't talk like this, do they? If you in Iowa, please drop below if y'all sound like this, because
I'm
I
trying
don't know
to
what
sit up here for Survivor to make sure that I can, like, what is
like,
he
is
doing?
it French? Is it Polish? Is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
It don't sound Iowan to me.
It just doesn't. It just does.
With nothing for nothing would be preposterous. I could do that in my backyard with some burgers and beers, and when the mosquitoes start to bite, I can.
What is he trying to? It just, and you know what's crazy? You can tell that it's not his real accent. Like, we're gonna y'all watch episode 1. This man's gonna be talking like this. Yes, yeah, bro.
I don't think he's gonna keep up with it. Like, that's
no way he can keep. No way he gonna slip up. He gonna slip up.
I feel like
you know what? We need to.
It sounds like he's been doing this for years. Like,
we need to keep a count every episode recap. We need to just talk about has he slipped, how many slip ups he has, because that's not that man voice.
I see how we ain't saying nothing about what he says.
Next, who'd you pick? Because there's nothing to say.
Okay, my next pick is going to be Mike Gabler.
This is the first time you pick someone that I was going to pick.
Literally, I picked Mike because at this point on the totem pole, he's a super fan. He talked about watching the game with his family a lot. He seems like, I mean, he's going to have an ABC sense of how Survivor is, which I think is good enough. You know, I think he's going to be someone who's going to fall also into that provider role. He mentioned someone like Rupert that he can relate to and things like that. Like I said, anytime you hear Rupert Child, it's a bust because that's just it's just I don't know. I don't feel strongly about that. He is on what tribe is he on?
Oh, the Baka tribe.
And I feel like that's a pretty good tribe to start off on. I mean, I don't think he's necessarily going to be someone who could be targeted. I don't really see a path for him. I'm sorry. I will say though, I don't know. Seeing Mike play last year and him, I think he did pretty well, even though he didn't get any respect from the jury. I think because of his, social mishaps. I do think that he's someone strategically who did pretty well. So I don't ever want to just say, oh, well, I don't think he's gonna be able to, play the game because he's someone who knows the game. But it's just, I don't know. Like, he didn't mention a lot about strategy in his preseason, and that scares me. It's a lot of providing and things like that. And I just don't like those words. I don't.
I really, honestly, I regret picking Cody over Mike, but the reason I did pick Cody over Mike is because I feel like when it comes to being easily respected, I do feel like Mike isn't going to be easily respected. I think for someone who has Mike's archetype, just the way he looks, the way he kind of speaks about it, his favorite player is Rupert. If he does make the final 3, people might see him as a dud or just someone who got carried along or someone who you just provided, you didn't play the game. And I feel like that it's going to be hard for him to win a jury vote or win the game unless he decides to, make a move, which he didn't talk like he was going to. But I liked his perspective on the show. He watches with his family. He's been a fan the whole time. It's always interesting when we get fans like Mike, who they're a fan because they want to be a provider and they want to be out in the wilderness. Because it's like, to me, I don't even view Survivor like I don't even.
I think Survivor has evolved so far past that archetype. Mm-hmm. But hey, if you still want to come and do it, child,
I'm not gonna yuck your yum, child. But
come live your best life, sister.
Y'all, we got 2 duds at the end. I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. So I'm gonna pick Dud number 1.
Oh no.
This person, I'm honestly scared now that you said that the Coco tribe was gonna lose the first. I might not pick him because it was gonna lose. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna pick Geo Child.
I will say I love Gio's personality.
I love his personality. I absolutely love his personality. I honestly like. It was hard for me to put him so low, but it just was not giving y'all. It was giving. Yeah, I'm gonna go in the game and I'm just gonna backstab everybody. Literally, the first vote, I'm gonna vote out my best friend because I'm here to play the game. I don't know what y'all here to play for. I love Sandra Diaz. Why? Because she was just there to play the game, and I'm here to play the game. Like, we finna play the game. Like, I'm getting all the girls out. Like, I don't even care, y'all. I'm getting all the girls. And it's like, yo, girl, babe,
sister,
you gotta play the game, sister. It wasn't giving he could like really sit there and strategize. But you know what it was giving? Minion. And that's why I keep feeling like him and Carla can link up because it was giving somebody needs to pick, someone needs to pick this man up and use him for a vote all season. He will literally do it. Like, I don't know. So I'm hoping for the best. He's the type of person, literally, it's so funny how all of this is like coming together because I feel like he's the type of person to be the first vote. Like, everyone wants to vote him first, and then one person is like, no, I can use him for my game. They flip the vote and he stays. He can be like a Baylor, like the type of person that every vote, it's everybody voting Geo, but then the majority ends up being somebody else. Like, he's the person who everyone keeps putting their votes on all season. And sometimes those people make it far. Baylor got what, top 5, top 6? But she a Trumpy, so we don't fuck with her.
And allegedly, so is this next person, child. Why she no.
That segue 8. Y'all, Trump
So the last,
nah,
I don't know. The street says she might be. I'm not gonna deep dive too much into
it.
That's not why she laughs though. She laughs because she got up in here and said basically she don't know shit about the goddamn game for real. She says she don't want to lie. She want to be loyal down. She says she likes Cerise. Shout out to Cerise. But she said she don't even want to play like Cerise. So I don't know how far we really gonna get with Miss Necker, child. I mean, I like her. Her personality seems fun. You know, she's an immigrant from Nigeria. So I mean, you know, she's definitely faced hardships in her life. I don't know how much that's going to really help her on the island because she's talking about not lying and things like that. I just don't know how much she's going to be involved in the strategy. And she's on the Vessi tribe. I feel like there's some players on the Vessi tribe. She could probably get used essentially, but I mean, I don't really see where she's going to go. The girls literally said she don't want to lie, y'all. What we supposed to do? What, Pharaoh?
You reminded me, and it's like every cast we get, it's the same shit. We literally said this with BB24 cast. Why was the last 2 people we picked both immigrants? Why do they go out of their way to make sure they get non-fans to be the immigrant cast? They just basically casted NECA and Geo to be placeholders.
But I will say Survivor maybe not be as bad because you know last year they had Nasir. He was an immigrant and he knew the game pretty well.
That's pretty good, but still, the fact that this year the 2 people that they did get that were immigrants are people who they're just not fans. Let's be honest.
They're not the biggest fans of the game. Yeah,
they literally are the least biggest fans of the game.
And that sucks because there's a language barrier. There's just
it's like they set them up.
Barrier. Like, it's a lot of things that they have to overcome just personally, you know?
Exactly. I love that they got Nasir. And Nasir was one of the faves. A lot of people love Nasir. So why don't you get other immigrants who actually know the game instead of getting them for a
I know
quota?
they're applying.
It feels like they got NECA and Geo for a quota. They were like, well, the BIPOC rules here. We got to get somebody, and we do got to get immigrants. We got to try to be inclusive. So let's get these 2 random ones. Like, why don't you cast them seriously? You cast everybody else seriously. It's weird. It's weird. They did the same shit with Indy. That was not a serious cat. That was not, y'all were not being for real with Indy. Like, y'all were not being for real with Indy. Like, that shit is annoying. Like, that's so annoying. I didn't even realize until you said that she was an immigrant that the last 2 players we picked were immigrants. And it's only because they don't know the game. That's bullshit that y'all casted them like that. Stop using them.
Or are we the problem?
We're not the problem. They literally don't know the game. Everyone else, like, it's sad. I wish we were. Like, I wish it was more of a us problem. Like, it's a casting problem. They need to get that fixed. But here are the overall tribes. It does look like Vessi's probably gonna be. I don't really know. You never really know. But it's giving Coco's gonna flop down. It is. It is. It's giving Coco's gonna lose like 3 of them. Baka's gonna lose like 2, and then Vessi's not gonna lose none. Low key. So maybe NECA might eat. No, that's right. The fuck?
And then and if you don't know, Baka is Owen, who I have, Janine, who I also have, Mariah, who I also have, Sammy, who I also have.
And
Is
I
that all
have
of them?
Ellie. I have Ellie.
And you have Ellie. And then the Vessi tribe is Dwight, who I have, Jesse, who Pharaoh has, Noel, who Pharaoh has, Justine, who Pharaoh has, Cody, who Pharaoh has,
and you
and
have
Becca,
Nega.
who I have.
So you got the black.
Coco.
You got the black.
Period.
I got everybody else purr.
And then the last tribe is Coco. And I have Cassidy. Pharaoh has Lindsay. Pharaoh has Carla. Pharaoh has Gio.
And I have James.
And James. And then I have Ryan. So we're definitely mixed around.
Now, hopefully Baka tribe flops, because if Baka flops, then you losing all your people, I fear.
And Baka gonna be winning. And Baka gonna be winning.
I hope not. Oh my god, because I will lose. You have
I didn't even realize that. So Baka for the win. Let's go.
No.
So, Team Baka.
Team anybody but Baka. I know that's right.
Well, we know Coco losing, child.
Oh no. Okay, so if you just watch this whole motherfucking video, you need to go ahead and subscribe.
Subscribe, share, tell your mother, tell your cousin, tell your auntie.
Wait. Comment who y'all think is gonna win the draft. Immediately.
It's gonna be me. And comment who y'all think is gonna win the season. And
comment who you think. Who would you have drafted first? Who would you have drafted first? Put that in the comments. Or whatever. So check us out. Literally tomorrow we will be going live.
Streaming. We'll be streaming live. So if you wanna pop in after the Survivor episode, kiki ha, get into some things with the Reality Kingdom.
Get into some things. Y'all can type in the motherfucking chat while we
here. We'll be answering questions. We'll be talking with y'all. Y'all got something to say? We'll comment. All those things. We'll be seeing Pharaoh lose 2 of his likely draft.
Oh god! We need to stop making fun of this.
You don't like us.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all throughout the season. Stick with us.
Child, we're covering Survivor tomorrow. We're covering the Challenge and Amazing Race Thursday. We're covering the Big Brother finale this Sunday. We're doing a Final 3 deep dive this Saturday. Babe, we are going to be booked this week. So if you like tuning into the Kingdom, child, we're going to be here.
Sure. I know that's right. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.